Alright, class, since I'm not here, and before we're attempting anything new, I thought it'd be a good idea to review a little bit more of these graphing inequalities. So that paper you have, these are going to be notes that you can keep to help you with homework and other stuff like that. So we're kind of still talking about graphing, okay? So now, thing to remember, slope-intercept form graphing, right? Y equals mx plus b. It's got the y by itself. It's got numbers with x, and then other numbers that are added or subtracted, right? Where m is our slope, we think of slope as rise over run, you know, how far up or down we go, how far to the right or to the left we go. And the b, that's our y-intercept, okay? It's a point on the y-axis. So we use that y-intercept to start. So this -1 would be our y-intercept. So on the y-axis we go to -1. And now we know where to start. Then we take a look at our slope. -1/2. Okay, so when we have a negative slope, remember, it needs to be pointing down. So the way we get that direction is we either go down and to the right or up and to the left. So negative slope, you can go down, and the top number is up or down, so I can go down 1, bottom number to the right 2. So down 1 to the right 2. Down 1, right? I can take these points and go down 1 to the right 2, down 1 to the right 2, down 1 to the right 2. So I can get my points that way. Or, like we said, we can go down and to the right or up and to the left with negative slopes. So I can go up 1 and to the left 2, up 1 to the left 2, up 1 to the left 2, to get those points as well. Notice that it keeps that same shape. And we draw our line, right? If it's an equation, ooh, that was a horrible line too, we can draw that line. Okay? Now what if we have a positive y-intercept? Like +2, so we go up to +2 on our y-axis. That tells us where to start. Then our slope is +3/4. So positive slope will always be going in this direction. So we can go up and to the right or down and to the left. Those are the two directions we can go. Up and to the right or down and to the left. So 3, the top number, tells me to go up or down 3, bottom 1 to the right or left 4. So I can go up 3, 1, 2, 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4. For my first point, or I can go down 3, 1, 2, 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. That's pretty much all the space I need, right, to draw that line. Okay, so now, what if it's an inequality? What if instead of equals here and here, we had less than, or greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to? Okay, that's what it's saying here. So, remember the steps. We first graph the line. Now, if you're going to use a pen, you've got to know where the line is, the points, and then do this part. Okay, you've got to decide if the line is dashed or solid. So we use a dashed line when, we use a solid line when. Think about that for a second. See if you can remember. Okay, think about, this is what we have, greater than or less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Okay, hopefully you remember that line, to be solid, has to be part of the answer. So it would be greater than and equal to, or less than or equal to. A dashed line is not part of the answer, or a dotted line. You can use either term. That's when it's just less than or greater than. The line is only a barrier, it's not part of the answer. Okay? Then we shade on the side of the line that makes the inequality true. So pick a test point, any point on the line. And remember, the best point to pick is 0, 0. Unless your line goes through 0, 0, then you have to pick something else. Then you simplify that. And if the statement's true, you shade on that side. If it's not true, you shade on the other. So let's take a look at this first example. So we've got a less than, which should tell us right now we're going to use a dashed line. Okay, so we've got a dashed line. So now let's think of this as y equals -1/2 x minus 1. How would we graph that? y-intercept of negative 1. There's where we start. Now we've got a negative slope, right? So negative means we can go down and to the right or up and to the left. Okay? So I'd go down 1 to the right 2. And then I'd keep that pattern. Down 1 to the right 2. Down 1 to the right 2. Down 1 to the right 2. And I draw my points. I don't want to draw my line yet. Okay, I can also go up 1 and to the left 2 each time, right? And follow that pattern. And one more. We said it was dashed because of the inequality, so draw a dashed line here. Okay, now we've got to decide which side to shade. So we use our inequality, and so we've graphed the line, we decided it was dashed, now we need to figure out where to shade. So we pick a test point. I'm going to pick the test point 0, 0 because my line doesn't go through it. So I put 0 in for y, 0 in for x, and then we simplify, right? So we put it into the inequality and see if it's true or false. And if it's true, shade that side. False, shade the other side. So if this is true, I shade over here. If it's false, I shade over here. So let's see. Negative 1/2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Bring that down. Bring 0 down. Is 0 less than negative 1? No, it's not true. So this isn't an answer, which means we shade the opposite side. Okay? Just like that. So on 4 and 5, why don't you give yourselves about 4 to 5 minutes. Okay? So for our guest teacher, we need you to pause it, give them about 4 to 5 minutes to try these two problems, and let's see how they do. Help each other out if you need to, but try to get there on your own. Alright, so you should have had 4 to 5 minutes. If not, hurry and ask the guest teacher to pause it for you guys so you can do that. And let's take a look at these. Let's see how you did. So, negative 1, start at negative 1. Slope of 1 over 2, it's positive, so I know I'm going up and to the right or down and to the left. So up 1 to the right 2 or down 1 to the left 2. That's the pattern we follow. So our point should have been here and here. Okay, it's got the equal to, so I know it's a solid line. That's the first step. Okay, then we pick a test point. I'm picking 0, 0. So 0 for y is greater than or equal to 1/2 times 0 for x minus 1. That'll be 0, so negative 1 is 0 greater than negative 1? Yeah. So you should have shaded this side up here where 0, 0 was. Should have looked like that. Alright, dropped my pen and then the recording was weird for a little bit, so hopefully you're still fine. We didn't lose anything. Okay, so 5, y is less than negative 2x minus 3. So start out at negative 3. Negative 2, make it a fraction, negative 2 over 1, so I go down 2 to the right 1. Okay, down 2 to the right 1, or up 2 to the left 1, because it's negative again. So it's going to have that opposite shape. So we can go up 2 to the left 1, up 2 to the left 1. Now, looking at my inequality, there's no equal to, so I know it's dashed. Picking the test point 0, 0. So 0 for y is less than negative 2 times 0 for x minus 3. Negative 2 times 0 is 0. Minus 3 is negative 3. Is 0 less than negative 3? No, that is not true, so we shade the opposite side. Okay? So hopefully you guys did those ones right. If not, hopefully you saw where you made your mistake, and you can use that to do better on the next two. So let's take another 4 to 5 minutes here. Try to graph these ones. And let's see how you do. Remember 7, that's standard form. So you can change it to slope-intercept form, right? So I'll give you a little help. You would subtract the 2x. Give yourself negative 5y is greater than negative 2x minus 10. Divide by negative 5. And remember, with inequalities, when we divide by a negative, we have to reverse our inequality. So you get y is less than negative 2 over negative 5 is positive 2/5 x. Negative 10 divided by negative 5 would be a plus 2. So that's how you can change it to slope-intercept form. So pause it, give yourself 5 minutes, and let's see how you did. All right, so let's get going on these ones. Let's do 7 first. So, standard form, slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form is much easier to deal with. So we go up to positive 2 for our y-intercept, then positive 2 over 5. So we're going up 2 over 5, or down 2 and to the left 5. So a point right here, or a point right here. No equal to, so dashed line. Okay, we pick that test point 0, 0. Now with our test point, it doesn't matter which side we do it on. I can go 2 times 0 minus 5 times 0 is greater than negative 10. Or I can do 0 is less than 2/5 times 0 plus 2. See, it works out either way. So 0 minus 0 is 0. Is 0 greater than negative 10? Yes, that's true. So we should shade this side. If you wanted to double check, if you did it this way, 2/5 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. Is 0 less than 2? Yes. So we shade that side. Okay? All right. Now let's take a look at 6. Positive 4. Now, negative x, our slope is like negative 1 over 1, right? Because that negative can be negative 1. So negative 1 over 1, down 1 to the right 1, or up 1 to the left 1. So plot our points. There's no equal to, so dotted or dashed line here. Either one works. Pick our test point 0, 0. Plug it in. 0 for y, 0 for x. Negative 0 plus 4 is 4. Is 0 less than 4? True, true, true. So we shade that side. Alrighty. So, number 8 and 9. Give yourselves maybe 6 to 10 minutes on this one, because you're going to have to transfer those ones around, okay? Using that, you'll want to turn them into slope-intercept form. So pause it, try those ones out, then let's see how you did. Alright, if you didn't have enough time, please ask the guest teacher to give you a little bit more time. Pause it. We got plenty of time in the class today. And go from there. Alright. So, let's take a look at 8 and 9 now. So for 8, we could subtract x, giving us 5y is less than negative x minus 5. Divide everything by 5. It's a positive 5, so I don't have to change my inequality. So I get y is less than that negative x over 5. Think of it as negative 1/5 x. 5 over 5 is 1, so minus 1. So I'd graph at negative 1 for my y-intercept. Then negative 1 would say down and to the right 5, or up and to the left 5. So my point's either right there and right here. So no equal to, so dotted or dashed line. Pick our test point 0, 0. 0 for y, 0 for x, minus 1. So 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Is 0 less than negative 1? No. So we shade the opposite side. Okay. Number 9, a little crazier. We subtract the 2x from both sides, giving us 5y is less than or equal to negative 2x minus 10. Divide everything by 5, and we get y is less than or equal to, because it wasn't negative 5, we don't have to do that, negative 2/5 x minus 10 divided by 5 is 2. So start at negative 2. Slope is negative, so we know we're going to go down. So we either go down 2 to the right 5, or up 2 to the left 5. Okay, So down 2 to the right 5 would be right here. Up 2 to the left 5 right here. There is an equal to, so it's a solid line. Pick our test point 0, 0. 0 for y, 0 for x. So is 0 less than or equal to negative 2/5 times 0 is 0, minus 2. Is 0 less than or equal to negative 2? No, it's not true. So once again, we shade below it. Alright, so there we go, guys. Now, you'll have time to work on your homework. You'll get new homework. If you're missing any other homework, get it. You know where it is, in that bin on the counter. I want you guys working on stuff. Don't waste your time here. Okay, the new homework you've got is going to have inequalities. Okay, just what we did today. It's also going to have some systems, right, where you're graphing two equations. So inequality, that's when you graph and shade. Systems, that's when you're graphing two to see where they intersect, to see if they're parallel and there's no solution, or if they're the same line and there's infinite solutions. Okay? There's also two problems where it's a system of inequalities. See if you can figure those ones out. Alright, good luck, guys.